Hey folks, I just want to remind you to check out my eBay store at SeemsGoodMagic.com for some playsets and singles. I also want to remind you to check out live stream times, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. And also follow us on Twitter at SeemsGoodMagic. Thanks, and enjoy the video. Hey, what's going on everybody? Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here for my first online Theros draft. So let's check out what we've got here. We've got Whip of Erebus. This seems like a pretty awesome card. Giving all your guys lifelink. Pretty awesome. I played against this in Constructed yesterday, the first new standard Constructed, and someone was doing some really ridiculous stuff with this Whip of Erebus and Obsidat, and it pretty much was like impossible to get rid of Obsidat. So that card seems pretty good. Divine Verdict, good removal. Satyr Piper, good. Cutthroat Maneuver, good for triggering your heroic. Rescue from the Underworld, good for into the battlefield effects, as well as the fact that it's an instant speed res spell. Spark Jolt, decent. Got a little Bestow lifelink here. This is kind of the Mark of the Vampire of the set. Gray Merchant, very strong card. I mean, perhaps Whip isn't the strongest, but I feel like giving all your creatures lifelink is very good. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, you're bringing back creatures and swinging with them too. I feel like there's enough value with this where I don't mind picking it. All right. Follow-up pick. Prescient Chimera is very good. 5-drop, 3/4. It's like the fact that it's common too. I don't know. This card is really good. Coordinated Assault, very strong card. Shipwreck's Singer. I like this card a lot. Besides the fact that it's evasive, forcing guys to attack, and the fact that it can kill creatures, with 1 toughness. I think this card is actually really strong. So I may pick the Shipwreck Singer, but I think Prescient Chimera may actually be better. It's pretty close to a little Sarah Angel for this set, you know what I mean? I do like Shipwreck Singer a lot though. It's a nice 2-drop. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's going on in this format. Speed-wise, I've got early on I thought it was going to be really slow, and then I played a sealed event and I was on the draw the entire time and I just got annihilated by some aggro decks. So aggro is definitely potential, and this is a play, not a draw format as far as I know. But I do think that mid-range decks are eventually going to be the key to this format. Whether or not I'm right, we'll see. Okay. Here we've got Aqueous Form, which I have played against. It's actually really good. Breaching Hippocamp, I think I actually like. It's like a surprise blocker, 3-power surprise blocker that can potentially be a combat trick. I think that card's actually really good. What else we got in here? Shredding Winds, which is just an unusual card, an overpriced Plummet. And it's not even Plummet, so it's like overpriced, weaker than Plummet. Fanatic, definitely making some appearance in red deck wins. This card's really good. I mean, can't be blocked except by walls. There's only 1 wall in the format. So that seems like a pretty good equipment. Do I want to take equipment? Do I want the Breaching Hippocamp? I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm actually going to take the Prowler's Helmet. I mean, it's pretty much unblockable, right? I mean, it's like a little... I think this might actually be worth it. It's early enough, Alright, what's this thing do? Can't attack unless the defending player controls an island, and then if it's monstrous, target land becomes an island. Okay. It's pretty cool. Efficiently costed blocker. Sea God's Revenge. This, I haven't gotten a chance to play this, but this card seems really good. It's like, bounce your whole team. Get in. Let's see. Dark Betrayal, pretty cool sideboard card, but let's see what else we got. That's worth something. I actually like this Boon of Erebus a lot. I think that's an actual good piece of removal. Boost your creature, regen it. You do lose 2 life, but I feel like that's a pretty solid trick. I don't know. I'm going to try out this Sea God's Revenge. I feel like that is just a huge, huge setback for opponents. I do like this Sealock monster a lot too, though. But I'm going to get the huge bounce spell. I haven't gotten a chance to play it, and I'm intrigued by it. Okay, what else we got now? Farika's Cure. It's removal. pretty much a Soren's Thirst with a new name. So I'm probably comfortable with that. Nemesis of Mortals is very good too. Played against that and does some nasty stuff. I bet this card would be very strong with the Prowler's Helmet, no doubt, right? Do I just want the... How badly do I want to play this Whip? I don't know that either. Currently only have one creature, but that's not a huge concern yet. Feral Invocation is very strong enchantment too. Let's get the removal, I guess. Let's take the Cure. I mean, this is potentially really good against guys that are trying to go aggro. I feel like that would be a good card to have. Alright, maybe we start going down a different path. We can start picking up some other color if we're not going to get anything in blue or black that's worth anything. I mean, Viper's Kiss, I bet, is actually playable. But I really like this Nessian Asp a lot. That's a good card. Efficiently costed. Heliod's Emissary, obviously very good. Very strong bestow card. Warrior's Lesson, playable. Fade into Antiquity, quite good. There's all these mashup enchantment cards. That's like almost straight up a removal spell. Maybe I want the Emissary over the Asp. It's a little more efficiently costed, and the fact that it's got the bestow gives it a little more range and value. Alright, well, we get a Sealock monster here. I guess I'm okay with that. Oh, but there's also Lash of the Whip. Yeah, Lash of the Whip is actually really, really relevant removal. So I think I'm going to take that over the Sealock monster. I'm pretty happy I'm getting all this removal. Lash of the Whip is quite good, even though it is pricey. Deals with a lot of threats. It's March of the Returned. Potentially good value there, too. I like that. What else we got? We're probably good on equipment and artifacts. This guy's decent. Let's just take the March. Potentially good value with him. Here's another bestow card. I do like this. It's like a little Mark of the Vampire. I mean, black-white, is that a thing? I mean, I guess it could be. And then we just have to cut the Sea God's Revenge and the Prussian Chimera. I don't know. I like that Chimera a lot. Let's take the March of the Returned. I feel like that card's actually pretty playable. Okay, Fellhide Minotaur, Coastline Chimera. Coastline Chimera, not that great. I mean, it is a big blocker, though. Cutthroat Maneuver. Combat Trick plus gain some life, plus trigger Heroic. Do we have any comes into play creature effects yet? I mean, you get both your creatures back, right? And the sacrifice card of the battlefield. So this is like an instant speed res spell. I think there's actually huge value to be gained from this. Instant speed res, plus you get back the creature. You just have to have a creature to sack, but you get it back. I feel like that's worth it. I bet this guy is playable, but he's not great, I admit. Fleet Feather Sandals, probably also playable. Let's take the Wanderer. I'm not super impressed with him yet, but... no, I mean, he's not that great. But this is also a aura format, and I feel like regen with auras could pan out to be really good. Green spells coming late. This card is actually... card's good. It's better than both of these, I would say. It's a fight spell. Alright, Benthic Giant. We can take it. Technically, I mean, I don't see why not. Continue down the blue-black path for now. Lost in the Labyrinth. Probably playable, but not very good. This card's actually... that card's actually pretty good. Destroying enchantments is, like I said, really relevant when there's all these mashup creature enchantment guys. So I don't know exactly what we're doing yet. I mean, I'm assuming we're doing blue-black. It seems to be about where we're at. Have a couple other colors, but I'd like a few more. I mean, we're not in a bad place. We're just really low on creatures. But we'll figure this out. All right, Mistcutter Hydra. I don't think that's worth anything. I mean, it might be because it's so early in the format, but I really want to get something I'm going to play. Like, this Keepsake Gorgon, I know for a fact, is just an absolutely insane card. I love this guy. Everything about this card is awesome. Excellent blocker. Kills Huge stuff. Is there anything else in here that's worth something to us? Actually, Return Phalanx is very strong too. It's perfect for our colors. What else we got that's decent in here? I mean, Mistcutter Hydra is very good. I mean, this is seeing some constructed sideboard play currently for some decks. It's good against that blue-white control. I think we're going to take the Keepsake Gorgon. I love this card. That's just a really strong effect. All right. Choices now. We've got another Rescue from the Underworld, but we wheeled that last time. Blood Toll Harpy, not amazing, not exactly what my plan with this deck is. I think we want the Cavern Lampad. This guy's actually good. Pretty dual purpose. Got evasion. Lightning Strike, huh? Well, that's too bad. Favorite Hoplite, very good for those aggro builds. Let's just take the Lampad. He's a creature bestow. What more can you ask for? Evasion. Maybe we cut the time to feed in Helliod's Emissary now. Let's kind of focus fire on our blue-black if we can. You know, I've actually played this Curse of the Swine, and believe it or not, it did good things for me. But do I want to pick it here? No, I think we want the Thassa's Emissary. Quite the strong card. Emissary's very good. Voyage's End, also very good bounce spell, but we're in need of creatures, and Thassa's Emissary's up there. It's like, you know, 1 more mana, Scroll Thief, but the fact that it's got Bestow, it's got 2 more power, really strong. So, yep, I'm down with that card. Okay. 4 mana, 2/1 flying first strike, not bad. Let's take another Prescient Chimera over the Vaporkin and the Aqueous Form, and the Grey Merchant, which is actually very playable. We've got the Whip, the Gorgon. So we've already got a couple good things to go with this Grey Merchant. I do like the Grey Merchant a lot, I'm not going to lie. But Prescient Chimera is like a little, like I said, it's like a little Sarah Angel. So I don't feel comfortable passing it. It's too awesome. Okay. Varika's Mender. That's sweet. It's really good. I wish I was on color with that. Currently nothing in here on color with us. Is that right? I guess we could take the Flying First Striker. He doesn't seem very good at all, but he actually seems playable. Flying First Strike could be okay. Alright, we definitely want this Opaline Unicorn. We're in desperate need of getting our double colors online as well as ramping to 5 as fast as we can. Otherwise, Sealock Monster getting another 5-drop is not out of the realm of reason yet in this format, as far as I'm concerned. But yes, Opaline Unicorn is the direction we want to go. So far okay. We're only on pack 2, 17 fairly solid picks. I'm not unhappy with this deck. Alright, we're going to take the Fellhide Minotaur. 2/3s are usually relevant in every format. In this format, I'm not exactly sure yet. Once again, it's one of those things where this is nice to have for sideboard at the very least if someone's playing hyper aggro. What's Fate Foretold do again? Oh, it's you get to draw, and then when the creature dies, draw. It's cool. It's definitely good with like Heroic. Return Centaur, not that great, but it is a 2/4. I guess we already have enough for 4 drops. We could take Fate Foretold anyway, try it out. Not hugely impressed. Unknown Shores might help us if we wanted to do a 3rd color, since we already have the Opaline Unicorn as well. So if we open something bomby that I want to splash for. Otherwise, Crackling Triton can actually be activated with the Opaline Unicorn. So maybe we just want another 2/3 now. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe we find a Traveler's Amulet or another one of those lands and we make it work. Alright, we're going to slam the Dark Betrayal. Not main deck it, but nice to have for sideboard. March of the Return, a second one. Seems a little bit unnecessary, but whatever. Aqueous Form, let's just cut some blue. Aqueous Form is a pretty playable card anyway. And let's cut off the aggro deck, so red seems like it can potentially be more aggressive. Alright, the Wanderer, I already have a couple of them. Don't necessarily need to play either of them if we end up with enough good spells. Kind of an overpriced Drudge Skeleton ability. Wow, Reaper of the Wilds is good. It's not worth anything, is it? I'd be crazy if I thought it was worth something already. I did have someone play it against me, so I guess that's why I thought it was worth something. Nah, it's not worth anything. This card's cool, but pricey. Return Phalanx, yeah, I think that's what we want. Otherwise, Vaporkin, another flyer, but let's get the good blocker plus good attacker. Vaporkin's only a good attacker. Mnemonic Wall is actually good because we have, a decent amount of spells to return. But Return Phalanx, I mean, it'll lower our curve, give us a good beater. Everything about it reeks of efficiency. So let's take it. Okay. Disciple of Phenax enters. Target player reveals. Oh, this card's actually kind of cool. What's Tormented Hero do? Enters tapped. It's a 2/1 whenever I target it. A 1-mana 2/1 is actually pretty good. Sip of Hemlock, though, is straight up removal. And we're not beat down, so I probably don't need the Tormented Hero, even though it is very efficient. Baleful Eidolon is actually pretty good. Flamecast Wheels, playable. Deals damage. Probably just want the Sip of Hemlock. We're doing good on spells and removal right now, so Sip of Hemlock can keep that trend going for us. I mean, it's one of the few, like I said, it's one of the few removal spells. Straight up removal spells in this format. Okay. Third, Prescient Chimera, otherwise Shipwreck Singer. I don't know, I'm kind of down with just going deep on Prescient Chimeras. I know we've got the high mana curve going, but I'm not terribly concerned about it. We've got stuff we can cut. And I just really like this Prescient Chimera a lot. I like Shipwreck Singer a lot, too. This card is good. Forcing them to attack, being evasive, killing attackers. God, it's like, that's so tough. This card is really good. I mean, even if you don't force them to attack, you can just make their attacking creatures weaker. It's such a potentially strong ability. But I really feel like you can just go so deep on Prescient Chimeras. God. I'm taking the Singer for diversity. That was really tough. But I do feel like that attacking creatures get -1/-1 is just like, at a certain point in the game, I feel like that completely throws off all of their combat math. All right, we're taking a second Opaline Unicorn and playing it, for sure. Let's hide the Wanderers. Let's hide the Triton or the Minotaur, either one. What's the most annoying card in this pack? This could be really good. Instant speed destroys a lot of things. Shredding Wind's actually good against us. Time to feed, always good. A lot of good green picks for sure. Not sure what's the most annoying. Skull Cleaver can be really hyper aggressive, so why don't we take that? Knock off that strategy if we can. What's Sas's Bounty do again? Draw 3 cards, star player. A little bit pricey to draw 3. Bronze Sable, actually, we wouldn't main deck it, but I like having that open against the hyper aggro decks. Spellheart Chimera, not that good. Triad of Fate's actually, well, I guess it's not that good. It's okay, it's just too clunky. Let's take the Sable for sideboard purposes. Third Opaline Unicorn? Would I play 3? I'm not completely opposed to it. I'm not super amused by it either. We didn't get... Problem is we didn't get as many monstrosity cards as I would have liked. It's pretty much the keepsake Gorgon. To get a good amount of removal to buy us time. We didn't get a much card draw though, which is kind of an issue. Let's just take the Unicorn. Well, I guess we could take the Sentry potentially with the Unicorn. Maybe we could make it work. I feel like 3 Unicorns is a little bit over the top. This card's cool. Omen Speakers, definitely one. Dissolve too? Jeez. I think we want the Speaker though. Let's scry our way into some ramp and powerful spells. Get a good blocker out of the mix. Let's take the Loathsome dude. He's kind of cool actually. Probably not playing him, but still. Artifact or enchantment. Yeah, it's a good sideboard card. Let's take the Baleful Eidolon, though. Does this look like a Fleet Feather Sandals deck? Nah, I think we've already got... I'm probably not even playing the Prowler's Helmet. I've already got a plan that doesn't require it. So we can just hate this two-headed Cerberus, which is very good with all the auras and pump spells. Alright, Stymied Hope's not super playable, but probably playable. Out of sideboard, maybe. Which one of these is more annoying? Well, I guess this one's more efficient. Alright, whatever. So we ended up with a deck. And I'm not unhappy with it. I think we can make this work. Just got to figure out what we want to main deck, what we want to not main deck. We'll get this figured out. Got a good mix of creatures and removal. Probably don't need the double March of the Returned. So we'll just take a peek here at what we're doing. Figure this out. This guy, let's try him. Let's get some decent. Let's take one March for now. Let's put in the rescue. I kind of like that still. Maybe this dude. Sea Gods, yes. Prescient Chimeras, Emissary. Possibly that guy. Probably not the Fate Foretold. Put in a couple Unicorns. Put in the Singer. So I could have had 3 Prescient Chimeras, but I did opt into the Shipwreck Singer. I want to try him out. I have a feeling he's very good. Alright, so we're 1 card short currently. What is the 23rd card? I had the Raptor originally, but he's fine. He's not amazing. He's playable. 15 creatures. Why don't we take a look at our removal and other good stuff. Alright, so they get a Sip of Hemlock, Lash, and Sea God's Revenge, and Pharykis Cure. So decent removal. Potentially do the Crackling Triton ability, so I actually like him more than Minotaur in this deck, since we've got the double Opaline Unicorn. Means we don't even have to play a red source. And we can potentially get it online. I mean, I guess maybe the 3rd Unicorn would have been fine here, but our curve is really not that ridiculous. So I think I'm happy with 2 Unicorns. What do we want? Sentry does seem too difficult to play, even with the double Unicorn. I really do like this card a lot, by the way, but I think it's just a little bit too much wishful thinking I can make that work. I could make the Thassa's Bounty work. This looks like a deck that could benefit from a little bit of card draw, but this is expensive card draw. It's 2 more mana than Concentrate to do the same thing. I don't really like it. At the same time, I don't really like 2 March of the Returned. Seems terribly unnecessary. The 4 slot seems like it could use a Raptor. I know this card doesn't seem that great, but the removal in this format's not fantastic. This guy's okay. He's fine. 2 power first strike flyer. It's a threat. I think it's okay. It's just okay. There's I like that it blocks Baleful Eidolon, or not, Cavern Lampads we'd have to go up against. So it's got that going for it. It does stop Intimidate. Otherwise, hey, we can actually activate this guy's ability too. That's kind of cool. With the Unicorns. I think these guys are actually just really good in this format. What do I think about this deck? I think it's okay. I don't think it's amazing. We ended up with some pretty good threats. I mean, we have a decent amount of ways to win. Plus, we got a good mix of removal. The whip actually seems pretty decent in here, too. Getting that lifelink online, of course, good. Decent mix of creatures and removal. Curve is decent. Okay. This deck's probably like a 6.5, 7 out of 10 is how I'm evaluating it now. Let's look at our colors again. So we definitely need more black than blue. What are they going to say? 7, 10? I mean, I guess we do need double black early if they're playing aggro, and we don't need double blue until mid to late. So I guess I'm okay with 10-7. Plus the unicorns really should help find whatever sources we need. All right, so I'm going to run it like this. Yeah, this deck's probably like a 6.57 out of 10, but I'll see you around 1.